everybody to Tony's Top Tips Workshop. Right, this video is about, you'll remember the unit that I 3D printed, which was that. There are some additions to it, which are these, as you can see in green, and some little lugs at the side of the unit at the top. Now this video is an update really, because I had a gentleman get in contact with me. I uploaded the files to MakerWorld, and he contacted me back and said he'd looked at all the units that are out there to help you use the Sunlu Filament Joiner. Now, as it is, the joiner is brilliant, but to use it just on its own, it's a bit haphazard. You don't always get it right. It's the nature, if you've got a coil and or you might have two reels on the drums, then on the spools, so it wasn't really suitable. You had a lot of misses than hits, so I came up with that, which I use bamboo reels, so spools, sorry. So I designed it around those, and this gentleman contacted me back and said it's brilliant, he's tried 4 different ones at the moment and mine by far is the best, but he said, can I just do some constructive criticism? Well, I said, yeah, of course you can. I said, because at the end of the day, we're all still learning. I'm still learning, and if you say you've finished picking up any new tips, and there's something wrong. The unit itself, he said, is brilliant. However, he said the fit's a little bit, when you put it together, is a little bit tight. Now, I've printed everything on 3 different machines: the X1C, the A1 and the A1 Mini. I didn't just print them all on one, I printed them all on different ones, and they fit together for me absolutely perfect. Now he suggested that I make the tolerances different, so that they fit together easily. So I did that. I uploaded another set of files now to MakerWorld, and they are with what he recommended. Now if you have a different printer, and as I explained to him, I don't know what I asked him what printer he used, he's never got back to me, but on mine they fit perfect, and you need to be able to pick them up without them falling off. So these T slots here hold these together perfectly. Okay. Now after uploading, I just made the tolerances to what he suggested, which are about 0.2 larger, so that the actually on the fit it would be a little bit easier. Now that might well be okay on his printer, but I don't know about everybody else's. But I have the original ones, which I use. I don't use because the fit is not right for me. But when people ask you something and recommend something, I've gone by that. So I've uploaded them. If they're on MakerWorld, you download them and they're a little bit sloppy, you'll have to adjust them yourself, because I'm going by what this gentleman said to me. Okay. Also, he recommended that on the for the spools, now I'll show you these. On the actual spools here, the Bamboo Labs spools fit here, fit fine. They just clear the bottom with the supports in, which fit there. They're brilliant, they fit perfect. However, he pointed out that not everybody uses Bamboo Lab spools, and if you have a bigger hole in the spool, then this, when your spool sits, it sits on here, not on there. Okay, so I said, right, fine. So with his recommendations, I put those on. Okay, now this fits most spools now. It lifts the spools up so they clear the bottom. okay, and it enables the support arms to press on at the front. So that's the other adaptation that he wanted. And of course, as you can see from here, in fact what I'll do is I'll take you close and I'll show you the unit closer. As you can see, that sits in there, and if I open that up, you see what I mean, and I'll show you it working, I'll show you doing a joint. I've added these. He didn't never suggested that, but I just like, as you can always upgrade things, and these are just super glued on at the side, and you adjust them to what height you want to work at when it actually goes in here. These are slightly lower than that, okay, so that when you put the filament through, you clip the filament in the joint and put it through, it's slightly lower, so it holds it in place, okay. You can put those on to whatever height you want. I haven't uploaded those, they're just an addition for me, because I no doubt I will get somebody coming back and saying, no, they're not right for me, can you make them holes? I'm not, I've actually printed them out that works on here for myself, and if anybody wants to use them as they are, then fine, okay. And you can see the spools spaces now, so you can put a bigger spool on and it lifts it up and it clears the bottom, okay. As I say, the original one is I only wanted to use Bamboo Lab spools, and that's what I use it for joining, and it works. It don't work every time, because sometimes, depending how you take it out, and I don't know whether you've seen that, there's a little notch there, you can see that with my finger there, that little notch. So when you put the filament in this side, that clamps down, it actually holds your filament down, presses down on it. So obviously when I push the filament in from this, I push it in mostly from this side, because you need to, once it's got to temperature, you push it together, and that puts the joint together. You don't have to push it too much because you'll buckle it inside, okay, and you'll end up with an unusual shaped piece of filament where it's joined. So what I do then is, once I've taken it out of here, I clip it out and then I put it on there, but I'll show you doing it a joint, okay. But yeah, it's just a quick update video to show that from somebody's request, I've made these joints here a lot say loose, okay. You can see the T-joints there, and also requested that I'd got different size brass inserts. Could I make it all one size brass insert, which I have, but it didn't make any difference to me because they're different sizes anyway. But I've done that, I've done what I requested. The fit's a lot looser, and I've uploaded the new files. But as I say, if they are loose for people and they've been alright before, you'll have to adjust those yourself, okay. So what we'll do now is I'll show you actually joining it with these on and what I do now, okay. Right, here we are. Said I'd just show you it working. Piece of split PTF tubing, so that you can take it off afterwards. I slide that on. Once, it doesn't matter which particular side it is, put a sleeve on, okay, and then lift that up. Now for some reason on mine, when this gets hot, this is stiff when it's cold, but as soon as it gets hot, it tendency to drop down. You've no way of adjusting that. It's reached temperature now, that's what it's beeping at, and sometimes it'll actuate as though you've shut it because it falls down. Neither here nor there, it still works. You slide the other piece of tubing in. I've cut them at 45. You can see the join in there. And then place that inside there. Move that back a bit where it should go. Place it, see the join, hook that underneath there, and you can see the join inside. Shut that up, and then I only ever push from the right hand side. You wait for the beep, and then I just gently push it together. Okay, then release it, pop that up, and then what I do is I just leave it there for a few seconds, that's all. Okay, it is still warm as this, but it's not as hot as the unit itself. And then what I do then is I take that out, unhook it, hold it where the joint is. Okay, I slide my PTF tube up, and that goes over it and it keeps it straight. Okay, put it on there, leave it till it goes cool. Alright, so once that's cold, you've less chance of it moving inside. Okay, so then once that's cooled down, I'll unclip that. It comes off because it's only, or slide it to one side. It doesn't make no difference which you do. It does clip off, well, I can assure you. And then once you've done that, I put it in there, hold it down, give it a few more seconds to cool off, because it does take a good few seconds for the especially PLA to actually cool down. So, and this is PLA, but it doesn't matter whether you do it with ABS or not, you've still to let it cool down. Press that down, which will cut into the sleeve, and then all I do is, and the hardest job really is to finding the cut in the sleeve. Sometimes I slide it down here and do it out of the way, because it slides off, it's only protecting it, and eventually when you'll pick it, you'll see it now forming, it's fallen off. Okay, and there you have a join. Okay, and that has no problems whatsoever. Even like there's a slight before, but it's pretty good. Is that'll go through the extruder, not a problem whatsoever. And as I say, once I've completed all the joins that I do, then I use these guides to wide it on. Okay, I'll show you that. And if I've got any, like I've got a coil here and I've got a reel there, what I tend to do then is take this off now, don't need it anymore, put that in there, and then all I do is just wind it back onto here. So I just pull it all through and wind it all on. I'm not going to do that because it's not connected onto the reel here, but I just wind it on and keep all the bits going, and you've got whatever full reel or part reels that you can use again. Okay, when you've finished, that'll pull through. There it is. Right, I'm back around now. So it's just a quick video, just to show some improvements that were requested or suggested to me. And as I say, you're always learning. If it's working out okay, fine. And the upgrades that I did to either side of where the filament joiner unit sits. Okay, so that's it for the video. I'll put a video link at the end for the original video for this, and then you can, if you've not seen it before, watch that and then watch this one for the upgrade, and you'll understand it all. Okay, so don't forget, like and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, it does help. I'm trying to get my subscribers up there. It's nice to know that I get a lot of good feedback, and I really do. And as I say always in my videos, if you've got any suggestions, put it in the comments. Anything else that you think I should be doing, or I'll try and oblige you. So until next time, you be safe, you be careful, and bye for now. Bye.